Welcome to Niche Collections Part 3. In the previous two videos we talked about both Fabuland and the Flintstones 1994 movie. In this episode we'll be looking at Pride and Prejudice 2005 on DVD. Yeah, so a few years ago I came across an official Russian Universal DVD of Keira Knightley's Pride and Prejudice. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the movie. In fact, I found it supremely lacking in comparison to the 1995 BBC version. But I was very fond of Donald Sutherland's turn. He really saves the movie, and he's excellent, especially at the end when he's reminiscing and coming to terms that he's actually content in life with his daughters and his life. So yeah, great Donald Sutherland, otherwise fairly mediocre adaptation. Certainly not deserving of the Academy Award nominations. Keira Knightley has done far better work than to be nominated for this. But yeah, a Russian official DVD. Very cool, as you can see, what's it called? Cyrillic font. Yeah, Keira Knightley apparently is something like Knpahatnan. Of course, that's not the correct pronunciation. I know that the P is actually, that's an R if I'm not mistaken, and the N is I think that's an, I don't know. But I do think the P is an R, because that would explain the P instead of Kira, the R. Yeah, very fascinating. This is an official release. It has both... it just has Russian or Cyrillic subtitles, but there's two languages included, so that leads me to believe that that the original English is included. If someone is able to read Russian, here should be, I think this should be Russian for English. Yeah. So, because I found this DVD for €0.50 in the thrift store, I thought, well, why not pick up more Pride and Prejudice DVDs, always when they're affordable. So the second one I found was the British Pride and Prejudice. What does it say? Beyond any doubt, the romantic comedy drama of 2005. Well, I don't agree. Special features, the politics of dating, the stately homes of Pride and Prejudice, the Bennets, the life and times of Jane Austen, on-set diaries, audio commentary with director Joe Wright, galleries of the 19th century, Pride and Prejudice, family tree, and alternate US ending. Alternate US ending? What, did they not like the original ending? Is this a sort of Sorcerer's Philosopher's Stone controversy? Funnily enough, there seem to be more extras on the British version, but of course it could just be that this is Cyrillic writing for and more. We'll never know. Lots of subtitles, English, Bulgarian, Arabic, Croatian, Danish, Dutch, Finnish, Hebrew, Norwegian, Portuguese, Swedish, Turkish, Icelandic, Romanian and Slovenian. So yeah, why only one subtitle on the Russian? No idea. As you can see, the artwork is pretty much identical. Yep. Then the third version I found was just the Dutch-Belgian edition. So here it says Ontdek de nieuwe perfecte Mr. Darcy, which is Dutch for discover the new perfect Mr. Darcy. Again, same artwork, same extras, alternative ending for the USA, and even the same subtitles. So this leads me to believe that this disc is actually just identical to the British one. Let's see if the artwork is more or less the same. No, there's definitely different artwork. How about the Russian one? Russian one goes for even a variation. As you can see, it is more or less the same, but of course Cyrillic writing, yeah, less symbols. On the British one it says not for rental, so you're not allowed to, this one's not allowed for rental. Then next up I did find a rental version, also a Dutch one. So if we compare these two, You see that there's a big border saying rental version. The back is almost identical. It just says here in big font, only permitted or only suited for rental. Other than that, virtually identical. How about the disc itself? Disc is more or less the same. Yeah, it's really the same. The funny thing is, here it says for rental or resale only. So you are allowed to resell it, but you're not allowed to sell it in the first place. So apparently a videotheque or a video library was allowed to eventually get rid of its rental version, which is what they did. And then last week I found Stolz und Vorurteil, which is the German version. Ein kleines Wunder, it says. It's funny that they always use some sort of excerpt from a review. Here it just says Ein kleines Wunder, which is German for a small miracle, which is not what the English and or Dutch version said. So yeah, really everything down to the last word is in German, so it's not even and Judi Dench, but und Judi Dench. The back is really, again, the same artwork, but only Deutsch and English subtitles and audio, so a huge difference with the audio options on the UK and Dutch version. And then it says, Mrs. Bennet hat ihren 5 Tochtern, 5 daughters, nur ein Lebensziel beigebracht, Ehefrau zu werden, doch ihrer zweitältesten Tochter Lizzie fallen gleich 100 gute Gründe ein, sich nie zu vermählen. I don't get it. Als ein wohlhabender Junggeselle und sein kultivierter Freundeskreis ihre Sommerresidenz in einer nahegelegenen Villa einrichten, herrscht bei den Bennets wegen der vielen möglichen Verehrer große Aufregung, etc. etc. It's a hard language, German. Es ist eine schwierige Sprache. Deutsch. Deutsch ist eine schwierige Sprache. My German is very rusty. Yeah, and the same extras. Bonusmaterial, die Kunst der Verabredung, die Hauser, die Bennets, das Leben in der Zeit von Jane Austen, am Set Bilder auf den 19. Jahrhundert, Stolz und Vorurteil Stammbaum, Family Tree, alternatives Ende, so again the US ending is included, and last but not least audio Kommentar von Regisseur Joe Wright, which is funny that even though the layout is almost identical, they do change the order of the extras, and even the font is a little bigger. So as far as I'm concerned, the disc layout is pretty much identical across all 5 Pride and Prejudices. So this is really the weirdest niche collection I have. I don't even like the movie. Why am I collecting these? Because they're all 50 cents and it looks cool in the cupboard. I need a doctor. If you have any more Pride and Prejudice DVDs that I don't have, only DVDs, yeah, contact me in the comments below. Pretty sure that the French, Spanish, Italian versions are all, again, literal translations of the title. So it's funny that the Dutch version is just Pride and Prejudice. We never translated the title. What would be the title in Dutch? Trots en vooroordeel, I think. That's just a literal translation of Pride and Prejudice. Recommended, if only for Donald Sutherland. Otherwise, the 1995 version with Colin Firth is the way to go. Until we meet again, keep collecting Pride and Prejudice on DVD. Coda found one more. Yes, Pride and Prejudice, the so-called costume collection. It's just the same disc. Not for rental, so it's just the Belgian retail copy, but still funny. A new layout for the cover, the costume collection.